Years after the Beatles had broken up, the abundance of Beatles content that was bootlegged only piled up from there. Small content from a new mono or stereo mix here or there, to big content like BBC sessions or studio outtakes, all in various qualities by the way, from really good to really bad. After the contract between the band ended with EMI in 1976, Capitol Records released various compilation albums that most fans would be deemed as a rip-off. A few of these albums include Rock and Roll Music, Love Songs, The Beatles Ballads, and also the Hollywood Bowl album. Amidst these releases, one album for unreleased studio recordings was considered, but that idea was abandoned. Engineer John Barrett was tasked with backlogging the multi-tracks and master tapes of the band to distract himself from his cancer treatment. With the discovery of some more unknown recordings, these tracks were remixed and included in the Abbey Road studio store, The Beatles at Abbey Road. Late in summer '84, EMI began new work on a compilation of unreleased media. The in-house codename was Mary Jane, a reference to one of the new songs found, and working titles were 1, 2, 3, 4, and Boots, before the title Sessions was chosen. With former Beatles engineer Jeff Emerick hired to remix and re-edit the songs to a commercial standard, a track list was soon created after. Around November '84 was the time frame given for release, but later scrapped. This cancellation was from EMI not wanting to clash with Paul's Give My Regards to Broad Street. Other accounts claim Paul, plus John's estate and the other living members at that time, objected to this idea, thus was shelved for a while until the Anthology project came to light. So what was used? Searching through the tape boxes, the rediscovered content that was supposed to be used were new songs that weren't released before, or different versions of released songs. Thinking on LPs, side 1 would start with Come and Get It, Leave My Kitten Alone, Not Guilty, I'm Looking Through You, and What's the New Mary Jane. Side 2 would start with How Do You Do It, followed by Besame Mucho, One After 909, If You've Got Trouble, That Means a Lot, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Mailman, Bring Me No More Blues, and Christmas Time Is Here Again. A bonus track was Obla-Di Obla-Da. In an early track listing, however, Christmas Time Is Here Again was edited into 2 parts and crossfaded at the start of Come and Get It and at the end from Obla-Di Obla-Da. Later scrapped, Obla-Di Obla-Da was put aside as a B-side to Leave My Kitten Alone, but of course, this didn't happen. All 14 of these tracks would later appear on the Anthology projects, Anthology 1, 2, 3, and the Free as a Bird EP. Christmas Time Is Here Again and If You Got Trouble have different edited versions than the Anthology releases. As of right now, bootleggers have no known source of where to get these alternate mixes. And not much is known about what the cover of the album would have been. The most common and well known is one of a black and white picture of the group in the courtyard of Abbey Road Studios, then called EMI at the time. Another cover was used when a complete set was put up on eBay. Set up by Beatles collector Perry Cox, the bidding stopped at $2,910, which failed to meet the reserve. As of right now, this was as far as production ever reached before the entire project was cancelled by EMI Records, and no album was pressed for it, including test labels. Why the rejection from the living Beatles at the time, plus John's estate, is questioning. As of right now, we have no source to claim why Paul, George, Ringo, and John's estate would deny the existence of this album. Perhaps at the time, it was not seen as fit in the Beatles' catalog. Or maybe the Beatles themselves just didn't want to look back on those tracks, because they might have seen them as inferior to their whole catalog at the time. But those are just theories at the moment. Anyways, thank you all for watching this short little video. I will see you in the next one. Peace.
Take 50!
See if we're all in tune when we play, George.
Okay, hang on. Oh, sorry, did I do it too long? I was playing a bit.
Because it's our song, any road, isn't it?
No, we're just... Well, I'll just sort of mildly sing it.